What's up, my friend? Abbie here, and you're welcome. If you're one of the OG Abbie people, you know. That's one of my pet peeves. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Writer's Life Wednesdays, but this is not your ordinary episode of Writer's Life Wednesdays. This is the kickoff of a new series on this channel, on this segment, this show. Is that what they call it on YouTube? This show. It's gonna last all month long, it's gonna be epic, and I call it How to Craft Relatable and Addictive Characters. Because guess what? Your plot doesn't matter, only your characters do. Let me explain. When most writers talk about the important elements of writing, they usually mention three things: plot, characters, and theme. Now, while all these things are important, one of them is more important than the other two, and you already know what I'm gonna say. Characters. I like to think of those three elements as water, food, and shelter, all very important things if you're stranded in the jungle. Without the water, you will die. You can go without food for a little while, you can go without shelter for even longer depending on the elements, but you need to find water first. So characters are the water of your story. Without them, you don't have a story. They are the skin the reader lives in as they experience the story. In fact, the characters, and more specifically your protagonist, is actually the story. See, most writers think that the water, the most important part of the story, is the plot. They think the plot is what drives the story and the characters are just along for the ride. But actually, it's the other way around. I've said it before, but it bears repeating like 1,000 times. Story is not about what happens, it's about how what happens affects and transforms the characters. This is the backbone of story, this is the foundation, it's the lifeblood. Characters, how they affect the plot, and how they change as a result of their journey. This tea is so good. So when I learned this a few years ago, when I came to this discovery, it totally blew my mind. I was like, but in a simple way, I was like, this is incredible. Of course, it's so obvious, but to a lot of people it's not. To a lot of writers, it is not obvious. We're over here trying to craft this amazing, intricate, insane, engaging plot and a nice deep theme to go with it, but we're completely missing the actual point, which is what the story is actually about. So how do we do this? How do we go about crafting these amazing, flawed, addictive, relatable characters? That's what this whole video series is going to be about. I almost made this just one video instead of a series, but then I was like, I will literally probably talk for 40 minutes and nobody will watch it. So next week, we're gonna dive right in. We're gonna kick this party off by building character profiles. The ultimate character profile. I'm gonna kind of take you behind the scenes and show you how I build all of my character profiles. And I'm going to give you my ultimate character questionnaire, which is something that I've perfected for over a year now. I've combed through hundreds of questions all over the internet, found the best, most powerful ones, and then weeded out the ones that are just not necessary at all, so that you don't waste any time trying to figure out your protagonist's favorite brand of laundry detergent. But there's more to a character profile than just physical description and personality type and the questionnaire. This is where things get deep. So then episode 2 will be all about creating that juicy internal conflict for your main character. Their fear clashing with their desire to create that obstacle that they have to overcome in the story. We'll also talk about why this is the one and only thing that makes your characters relatable and how it hooks readers on page 1. And the final episode will dive deep into the protagonist's and villain's backstory. This is gonna be a good one, guys. Because even though it's about what happened before your novel began, it's gonna have an unbelievable impact on your story. I'm so excited. By the end of this episode, you will be just as obsessed with backstory as I am. Okay, my friend, that's all for now, but the series kicks off next Wednesday, so you have to make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss it, because this series is gonna be amazing. It's going to explode your understanding of your characters. And I'm just speaking from experience here. I don't know how I wrote novels before I learned how to develop characters like this. It's literally gonna revolutionize the way you write. So hit that like button if you're excited for this series. Be sure to subscribe, and if you're really excited for this series, hit that little bell icon, and as soon as I drop the next video, boom, it's yours. Comment below and tell me what you think is the most important element of a story, even though there's only one right answer to that question. See you next week, my friend. Rock on.